X right there, who's actually an amazing player who's doing a bit of entry fragging as well for the team. Fernando, he was kind of an early star for Luminosity Gaming. He's still on the roster, still making big things happen, kind of falling back to the backdrop, to the background at this point to allow for other players to step up. And then Taco, another new member of the team, coming in straight from Games Academy, yet to make a real name for himself, but he's playing discipline in his role, which Fallen's made clear on his stream, which I guess deserves some accolade, right?
For sure, and it's just going to be fur, not fair.
Yeah.
If it's Fernando, it's fur. Nonetheless, though, we're about to start the pistol round between Luminosity Gaming and Ace Gaming. As looking at it so far, you see pretty much a default play, not really a retake play for Luminosity Gaming. They just want to bring the fight for Ace Gaming, but they managed to get an opener inside B.
Yeah, just single player holding down the B side. That's going to be for fast on the rotation, though. CF next trying to do a little bit of trading along with, who's that, Taco over there. They're going to go ahead and sit back, play very disciplined, typical sort of gameplay for Luminosity Gaming. Allow for the bomb to be planted. Look at Taco just picking up one quick headshot over here. Ace fiercely trying to hold off coldzera at Vents. He's able to go ahead and delay the retake for just a moment, but already the CT's taking fast control of the site. Fierce all alone, isolated in check. There's nothing he can do. Fallen's going to finish the job.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. I mean, they just want to bring the fight towards them. Unfortunately, or a positive thing for Ace Gaming is that they got the first kill of this game. That's Lawson with a nice block train being followed with his teammates inside B. I like the idea that they did have a boost inside that vents to try to watch that flank, but basically it all came down to those 1v1 fights on a retake versus Luminosity Gaming, and they're just way more positive in terms of comfort in the pistol rounds to be able to take that one away.
Look at the buy coming in super aggressive right here for Luminosity Gaming. They got M4s, they got FAMASas, still got plenty of equipment as well. Helmet, armor, the whole 9 yards. Ace Gaming going to go ahead and force up, as is the standard meta at this point. Setting up with what looks to be just a straight-up pistols.
Ace Gaming is only going for pistols right now because if they get a bomb plant on the first round, so getting this pistol buy, you'll see AKs on the third. So the positive thing for them right now is maybe to get another one here, but also force a rebuy if they can drop M4s.
Charging in through smoke right there. Not going to work out so well for Ace Gaming. Taco picking up 2 kills right there. Bomb's going to get dropped down. Going for the plant. That's going to be fierce. Cold drops up on top and takes the kill. 2-0. No secondary bomb plant for Ace.
That's right, but again, they got the first one. Only pistol buy, no armor. They have enough for AKs this round here, so you'll see them on a full AK buy. A good thing for Luminosity Gaming is that they totally denied that push inside the train wreck at the A main. So they only lost 1 rifle out of that. So they'll drop a new one. They'll get 3 M4s, 2 FAMASas. The advantage in terms of guns, though, still comes in favor of Ace Gaming. Yeah, that's right.
All right, looks like they're setting up for a boost. That is Ace Gaming up here, but you got to watch for FNX playing the super tight angle. Not going to go for it just yet. Camera's trying to talk on Taco. Not really watching anything fiercey. Set to drop down. Evidence is pushed all the way into warehouse. That's going to allow for Fierce to go ahead and pick up 1 kill, and mid-control immediately granted Ace Gaming.
Yeah, Vez also had a nice position by the Toxic area, actually, and they never expected him towards that Toxic. So I think Fallen was trying to spot it, and he even gets picked off by Sav. So it's actually 2 versus 2, but they actually have control of the bomb, at least for Luminosity Gaming. So it's not over for them yet, but so far, Ace Gaming are doing a good job of making their mark. Nice shot by Sav.
Yeah, that's unreal. That's going to make this somewhat winnable. coldzera is going to even things off with 1 frag right there. So it's Sav versus Cold. Sav working his way through A main. Seems like Cold has an idea that he might be coming from here. Cold peeks the corner, but walks it, walking right into the crosshair of Sav. Sav with the headshot. Puts Ace Gaming on the board right here early on, too, round 3.
Yeah, so what I was trying to say earlier on when they actually didn't spot that Vez was inside the Toxic was Fallen was actually peeking it towards that B main. But I think he dropped down there a little bit too late, which Vez was already in position inside the Toxic room. So whoever pushed out there for Luminosity Gaming did not expect that and got the easy kill, which gave a chance as well for Sav to just lurk around that whole map. I mean, he pretty much backstabbed the whole Luminosity roster.
Yeah, that does a lot of economic damage to Luminosity Gaming. They still got enough cash to go ahead and pick up a couple of M4s over here, so they're going to go ahead and force up. Giving up mid-control, though. No one's actually watching this corner, and Ace Gaming's been able to capitalize on it, pushing 3 players now into mid. Vez sitting outside of B, and then Pex just watching on the flank. with the bomb. They've yet to commit to anything. It looks like they're actually giving up mid control, working their way into vents, but Fallen and Fur waiting on the action.
They do have a boost inside the vent, which is actually good. And on top of that, they even get the first kill. Support and a trade. Nope, it's actually going to be pushed from B main and from vents. So a 4-man push from 2 on each side. They actually make it inside this B bomb site. You'll have to play this retake for Luminosity Gaming, but they only have 1 rifle to work with.
It's actually going to be really tough for Luminosity at this point. The bomb goes down. They're going to enter from 2 angles at this point. So you're going to have 2 coming into Checkers and Nathanax up here in heaven. Well, not anymore. Pex shuts 1 down, and then Checkers ends up being taken. 3 and 2. Vez finds Cold Zero. I don't know what Cold Zero was doing, just kind of walking right into his crosshair, leaving Taco now isolated all alone. They know exactly where he is, though. Back of Checkers, nothing he can do. Trying to get out, going to go down to Pex.
Yeah, the force buy was actually okay for Luminosity Gaming for that last round. I mean, they had the opportunity of resetting Ace Gaming a little bit if they were able to win that round. Unfortunately, though, the setup that they had inside B was a good start, but they were focusing too much towards that vent control that they never really looked towards that that B main. As soon as that smoke started to dissipate, they got picked off. And that's where I wanted to actually question how Luminosity Gaming was going to play this, where they're going to keep over or underestimating Ace Gaming and just keep force buying like some teams would actually do against others where they feel that they're really strong against. But they're going to play this a lot more smart and just go for P250s for 2 of the players.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect Luminosity Gaming going ahead and force buying so much, especially after we didn't talk about the pregame, but a showing against Winterfox where they went 16-3. They lost 16-3. A little bit of ping issue, but also a number of mistakes that were made. Here's the entry going on by Ace Gaming, immediately picking up 2. The rotation's already underway. Ace knows about this. They know exactly what's going on, but the bomb's already working its way out and gets shut down, dropped outside of Ace site. Doesn't matter. Ace fragging out.
Yeah, they only lost some machine guns on top of that, too. So they're going to be able to salvage those AK-47s, drop them back. Lots of money right now for Ace Gaming to go on another buy here, but still a little bit low for Lawson. Still no ops as well for this terrorist team. Nonetheless, though, they're playing it very well so far. 3 rounds out of 5 on T side, nonetheless, of cash, and also against Luminosity Gaming. So they're really actually keeping Luminosity Gaming very low in the money situation. If they actually win this gun round here, you'll see LG on another save one more time.
Got a dual boost going on, but Fur pushed into vents. He's going to go ahead and pick up 1, picks up 2 in mid. Immediately mid control belongs to the CTs, and now it's giving just 3 players left alive. Going to have to back off. Make that 2.
Yeah, it's actually some nice entries from Lawson to try to clear out the A-bomb site, but even better for Luminosity Gaming for the trades. And again, they never expected actually a boost inside that vent area, and that was actually 2 easy kills for Fur. Now the last 2 guys, at least they have the bomb on their back, but it's Vez and Pex. Pex, pretty much the low player right now, gets backstabbed there from first aggressive push. At least Vez out in the open and by himself. So they tied up 3-3, but they reset the money back a little bit here for Ace Gaming. They could go for a trade if they are a drop if they want to and force buy, and try to reset the money back onto Luminosity Gaming side, depending what the in-game leader will be calling this time. And even though they don't have Fox right now, I'm assuming maybe Pex could be the caller for Ace Gaming.
I would assume so. He, from what I recall, Pex was playing as the in-game leader with the previous roster, and I think he even stepped into a coaching role for a very short period of time right here. No heavy buys coming in, though. Tech9 got a couple of a 1 Deagle in hand. Look
Nice
at the boost,
boost.
though. Fur picks up Vez right away.
Yeah, now they actually corner Sav at the same time inside of Checkers. He still manages to get a nice dink, though, onto FNX.
Yeah, Fur knows Sav has dropped out, though. Holds the angle, doesn't even move right there. That discipline, that patience. He's working with his teammate Fallen over there to smoke off the other angle, so he doesn't even have to worry about it. Now he's got to deal with Fiercy, and yeah, Fierce shut down immediately, too. So much for the B push.
Fierce should have stayed alive, actually. He shouldn't have peeked to actually bring that fight or try to get a pick. Because what he wanted to do was try to sell a fake and then force a rotate back. Because the last 2 guys are still creeping towards A main. They have nothing but pistols to work with. So if they actually try to force a rotation, he could actually try to backstab right after. Nice shot, but he's only got 4 HP left. Speaking about Lawson with that entry at A main. But if they wanted to try to get a chance for a bomb plant, they had to do that. Even then, even the last round, I think they should have gambled it. Well, they would drop an AWP for Lawson and try to get a pick into B.
Luminosity Gaming, I mean, already early on showing how they are just masters of the trade kill and the bait and the switch right there. If one player can't complete the kill, the other one is right there immediately in position I'd almost like to hear their communication. Seems like they're just spot on. Everybody is constantly in position to make things happen. Ace Gaming now with AK-47s in hand, going to spread out for a default bomb going towards mid, possibly bias towards B.
Do have an aggressive push for Fallen that was trying to pick towards that A main. So he did spot one guy to start as he was looking towards Toxic. So you still see that focus more towards this A side. Very passive play as well from Phoenix playing from the headshot box, and already a rotation from Fur at the truck as well. So if they actually could go for a smoke wall and take control of this mid area, there could maybe work a little bit more for Ace Gaming. And it seems at least they're going to go for the boost to try to take control. And there's that smoke wall. There you go.
Okay, there it is. Then in response to that, Cold, who's already pushed all the way out of B site, he pushes all the way back, playing a very passive angle. Ace Gaming piles up in mid. They want to work the bomb out. They're going to lose control of these smokes real fast. Smoke walls dropping down, but mid uncontested by Luminosity.
That's right. I mean, they smoked it all out, and they also mollied towards the vents. So really, technically, everybody from the CTs have to fall back. So playing it more passively, letting the smoke dissipate is okay, because all of them are already taking control of that mid. The bomb is there as well, so you'll see that they'll have to commit towards an A side or maybe even B. Actually, it's going to be towards B, because you do have two guys lurking up there at B main.
You're looking at Cold over here playing way back in checkers. They might not check this. He should hear something. Spots one. That's the bomb. How tragic. Drops him. He's not able to pick up two over there, but it does cause a bit of a delay after that peek in the corner. Not able to convert the kill. Taco takes the one-on-one firefight. Drops the bomb one more time. Ooh, that might be a good flash. No, Sav turns away. Expects something. Can't turn it into a trade. 5 seconds on the clock. Ace can't do anything.
That is disgusting. They had that round in their hand, at least, for Ace Gaming. Now, because of that, they can actually go for kills after the time runs out, but at least they won't. They'll save 2 AKs out of that. I mean, yes, they lost the bomb carrier to start with Sav there, with Cold playing towards that back of the box, but they killed him right after. They also got the kill onto Taco, trying to peek aggressively from a shutter flash, but then they all split out to try to push towards spawn instead of trying to support the bomb to pick up the bomb and move back inside B. So they left the bomb by himself. Yes, he had a guy crouched just under the vent, but he had a flash in his hands. He didn't have a gun to support, and not even a third player to look back. And by dropping the bomb, by executing a round so late, that's miscommunication of how you want to execute late round when you lose a bomb.
The immediate flashes at B, along with CT side aggression going on. Cold picking up the kill at A main with Pex. That's going to cause Ace Gaming to show their hand at A immediately. Trouble is, rather B side. Fallen, holding the angle with the AWP, pulls out the pistol as well, dropping it all the way down to Fierce, all alone. A was dropped outside of A site, though. That's a problem.
Yeah, so at least Fierce by himself. Just a great job by Fallen holding that push towards that B side. Again, it was that fake. Well, maybe not again. It's the first time they tried to do it for Ace Gaming, to try to rush towards B, move the bomb outside the blue door, and then get a bomb plan. But somehow that bomb got caught early in the round, and that strat just fell through. Nothing more I could add to that. I mean, so far, there's 9 rounds. They have 3. They haven't won since pretty much a rebuy from Luminosity Gaming after a default eco and a few saves. So this is where it's going to get tougher and tougher for Ace Gaming. They only have a deal to work with for Lawson in this round as well. No AWPs.
Yeah, I think Lawson, well, only $300 though, so he's not exactly saving up for an AWP just yet. Major aggression going on with Cold. Double up setup for Luminosity Gaming as he starts creeping his way up towards Squeaky. He's going to hold the angle so that Vez can't push in. Ace Gaming yet to make a decision.
Cold is still going to push aggressively here. He can catch Vez. Oh, man, he missed a shot.
Yeah.
So at least, but they might think that Fallen's going to be the one opping towards his A side. So they're going to pinch back towards mid. First also pushing aggressively. So, I mean, now you see this overconfidence from Luminosity Gaming that pays off, because they're basically backstabbing, pinching from behind, getting the shots up from that one-way smoke from the top as well. They're just unstoppable now. Bomb is down, out in the open of mid.
Yeah, this is, I think you said it right there, Vanzilli. It's overconfidence from Luminosity Gaming, but it's paying off in a big way. Turns out to be a flawless round over there with multiple players pushing. And you even saw at the very end there, Fallen, double peak. He might have even triple peaked boost at that point in mid. Something that you typically don't see going on right there. But I think Luminosity is saying, you know what, look, we've got the man advantage at this point. We feel that we can go ahead and out-aim and outplay these people. So let's go ahead and start taking these fights. Ace Gaming super low on the economy. They're going to force up. Got 2 AKs out. They've got a little bit of utility to work with, but it's not much, and that's not going to help. Immediate 2 kills.
That's right. I mean, again, as Cold is keeps on pushing towards this blue door and opping slowly, look at where Fur is already. He's already in the useless room. That's the dumpster room, making his way towards that mid side. Taco pushing aggressively towards A main, gets backstabbed from the Tech 9 of Ace Gaming. They're falling back, but Fur is about to cut them. So they're pretty much pinned at T-spawn, and they've pretty much done this and have been pinched and cornered every single round. Because they're not pushing slowly at one side, they're pushing on both sides.
That's so Fur, though, isn't it? He's always been one to go ahead and push on out, and there's the fruits of his labor right there. Immediately gets the bomb, dropped on down, and Fallen and FNX putting the squeeze on Ace Gaming. Ace of Spades right there. That's the death card.
For sure. This point, I don't think they should try to contest that blue door anymore with the way Cold Zero's been playing with the op. Lucky thing for them right now is he has the M4. Maybe he's going to play this round a little more differently now with the M4 and not push it towards that blue door. So they could try to go and take control of this of the A side and go for a group push at the A main and blue door. But, I mean, look at how they're setting up. Nobody's really watching flanks either. They're just going to try to push through smoke. Not even a flash to come in as well. Lawson just tried to jump through and catch the people off guard. It worked, though, at least.
Well, there's the panic spray coming out right there, and Ace is able to take some entry onto the A side. Trouble is the bomb has been dropped. Vez left all alone. Picks up 2 kills for his trouble. You got Fallen and Fur working their way in. This is actually winnable for Vez, but he's going to have to pick up 2 kills and isolate these players. Fallen holding the angle, expects it. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. I was going to say winnable, maybe not, because he's pretty much pinched at the forklift.
Yeah,
if he was going to peek towards the left side like he did, Fallen was just waiting there with the angle, and if he was going to peek right, then Fur was already inside the site, watching it from quad side. So I don't think against those 2 players, Vez had any chance, unless he had some nades to work with, but he didn't have a chance to pull anything out.
Situation looking pretty dire for Ace Gaming as they're down, what, 6 rounds at this point to Luminosity. Really, they only had those 3 rounds in a row while Luminosity's economy was in shambles. Now that they've got the guns out, the tactics are in full force.
You do have a bit of ping issue with Vez. He's at 115.
Ouch.
At this point, though, it doesn't really matter. We were expecting it already to maybe not go more than that single digit, and at this point I called not more than 6 or 7 rounds, and they're just going to dispatch one by one towards that mid side. Fallen's just on point. They can't do anything.
Yeah, Fallen just holds down mid, leaving Vez now all alone. Gets spotted out. Fur holds the angle, and yeah, that's again a lesson in trading 101. Compliments of Luminosity Gaming as they pick up yet another round right here. Economy for Ace Gaming still in the toilet.
How many rounds have we seen so far where Luminosity Gaming or even Ace Gaming are getting shot in the back? From boosts inside vents, from pushes from Fur, from pushes from Cold, they always manage to flank around Ace Gaming. So this Canadian roster, pretty much so far, are not pretty much watching anything. They're working as a group, but with the aggressive plays from LG, they have no chances of watching flanks to cover each other's backs. They're just focusing too much on the forefront. Wow, Fallen is pretty much king with this op now.
Yeah, Fur has really been the trouble as far as pushing out for Ace Gaming, and now that they put Fallen with the AWP in the B side. Good read on Luminosity. They're thinking, okay, well, maybe they're going to go towards B. He pushes out somewhat aggressively, holding that angle, picks up 2 kills for his trouble, and then it's going to force Ace Gaming to start backing on off. You saw 1 more kill, so now it's Fierce and Sav left all alone, and Brazil just closing in all around. They don't even have to push the issue either because they've got such an advantage.
Or they can at some point if they want to, after they run the timeout. But at this point, Ace Gaming are going to just maybe try to save their guns for... Well, I don't think they should save. I mean, yes, they're maybe bought down all the way down to 0. But there's only 2 more rounds remaining, and you're going to keep getting bonus money. So next round, you're going to go with Tech 9 armor, and then you're just going to go for a full gun round right after. You get a nice pick at A main, but now your position is given away. They saw the bomb as well. Taco's going to line him up here from that fence area. Traded out by Sab, but Fur's also waiting around the corner. Already, Sab had no HP to work with, so 11-3. 1 more round to go in this half.
Yeah, I mean, there's absolutely nothing Ace Gaming can do. I mean, they've been facing against Luminosity on full buy after full buy. The money's been completely out of control. So let's assume for a moment that Ace Gaming even was able to pick up a couple of rounds right there. It would have taken multiple rounds to break the Luminosity economy. Now they're going to face them at a gun disadvantage right here at the last round of the first half over here. It's a tough sell. They're focusing on the B side. Fallen Fur getting aggressive. Well, a little bit of an entry right there, but Fur's going to shut Vez down real fast.
The force buy comes through in this last round. Lawson gets a nice pick. I mean, if you're looking at players that are stepping up so far, you really see Lawson and Sav often on the scoreboard. Vez, more in a although he has 8 kills, he's in a situation where he's trying to save his gun a lot, getting a few entries here and there, but most of the time trying to save his gun with his teammates. So it's really Sav and Lawson that try to open up as much as they can. Yes, the frag distribution was kind of even at the beginning of the half when they were trying to get those ecos against Ace Gaming. But as soon as the guns came in hand for Luminosity Gaming, I mean, this is pretty much the obvious score, unfortunately, as I hate to call it, but Peck's at the bottom of the scoreboard, 4-12. It's pretty much been his story ever since he came into CSGO. He's never really was able to transition from his source scene skills to today.
Yeah, it's been exceptionally rough right here. I mean, you see the box scores popping up right now. The score at the end of the first half, 12-3, and Cold and Fur really dominating on Luminosity Gaming. Cold specifically, I think he was holding on to the A site himself most of the time, and then Fur constantly pushing outside of B, which is just his style. I've studied him a lot on Dust 2 too. As he would sit on A site. This is a long time ago. This is back when Steel and Bolts used to play for the team. He'd sit long A and constantly go on big flank all the way around, catching all these players in the back. He's up to his old tricks again with 14 kills over here, pulling out almost 100 ADR. It's just a hard sell for Ace Gaming. In fact, with a 12-3 score line, it unfortunately comes right down to you got to win the pistol round, right, Hans?
For sure. There's nothing more to add on to that as we're about to start the second half. Also, as a fun thing that we saw in that first half is on LG side, they were trying to rotate who wanted to be that secondary opera. I mean, Cole did it for a few rounds, and then you saw FNX take the op role for a bit as a secondary opera, and the rest of the guys are just all out fragging for Luminosity Gaming. It's just too easy.
As Lord Vader would say, all too easy. Ace Gaming stacking the A side pretty heavily. It looks like 4 players going to go there, and not a single one of them going towards Highway. This might actually pay off. They come charging on in. First going to find him.
Oh,
and,
my God.
1, 2, 3 makes it look nice and easy. Lawson left all alone. Picks up 1, 2 for his trouble before he finally gets dropped. That's going to be bomb plan for Luminosity Gaming.
Boy.
And yeah, there you go, Vans.
A Glock burst to end it. Add salt to the wound. That was crazy by Fur.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a great idea by Ace Gaming. I mean, they pretty much caught on to what Luminosity Gaming was going to try to do, which was rush towards that A side. So they did focus 3 guys at the A main, but somehow they didn't connect. That Glock was just so much better.
Well, I mean, you got for closing the distance, right? Take away that long-range advantage of the USP. That's what he did. Luminosity, you got 2 AKs, got a Galil. They got a lot of utility at this point to make it happen. FNX opening it up, and then, oh, look at the double lineup over here. Fallen picks 1, not able to pick up 2 as Z-Connector, but he's got the information that Lawson's down there.
Vez tried to push it aggressively by holding that corner. Why are you trying to re-peek right after? I mean, you have no nades to work with. Fall back, play angles, but these guys are just getting open. It is Operation, and they're getting all the bones out here for Luminosity Gaming against Ace Gaming.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say at that point. I mean, it's scoreline's 14-3. We're 2 rounds away from victory, 1 round away from match point for Luminosity, and they're just completely mowing through Ace Gaming. They forced up a little. You got a scout. You got a P250, some flashes. That's about all you can do. No smokes in hand, so you can't even play the delay tactics. Okay, Peck's finally going to go ahead and pick up 1 smoke. Where's he going to go with it? Towards A site? Might smoke A main.
Well, there's miscommunication in terms of their buy too, right? I mean, Lawson's going for no armor. He got aim punched, he got taken down, but Fierce only bought a pistol, no armor. He's at $1,800 right now, while the rest of them bought all the way down to nearly zero.
Yeah.
Why would you want to try to save your economy to bring it up to the last round? I mean, you're going to lose this third round here, you're going to get $2,900, you're going to be able to maybe get an armor, an M4 small armor, but the rest of your team are only with pistols. So you're not buying as a team, you're not being that useful right now, in terms of... But then again, you're playing against LG and they're just dispatching you every single round.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. I mean, I have to imagine that there's at least some intimidation factor going on right there as well. It's like you said, it's Luminosity Gaming. It's gaming. On paper, they don't have a chance, and the scoreline certainly seems to reveal that. Heck, I looked at the Go Lounge odds earlier, and it was abysmal in favor of Luminosity Gaming right here. Super fast mid-aggression. Tech's going to be falling out nice, but immediately traded out by FNX. Aggression.
Yeah, you still have one guy watching that B push. That's cold with an AWP, so you won't see anybody else trying to go for that surprise at that mid side or a B push. Actually, make that. Sav's going to try to do it now. We're also pushing towards A main. They're actually catching them right now with gun rotations every single time.
Yeah, but Taco's right there ready to pick up the spare, so that's 2 kills for him at this point. Fierce trying to retake the A site solo. He knows that Taco's in the position. The grenade gives it away. Taco playing it smart, though. He's not going to go ahead and show himself. GSG out, waits for his teammate to go ahead and back him up. FNX plants the bomb. It's not a fake either. And now this forces Ace's hand.
Last round, they're going to have to try to do this together. I mean, they have one smoke to work with, no kits. They're going to have to act quick. Now it's only Sav with the op that he picked up from that previous round, or that at the beginning of the round from Cold, by shooting with Max 7, and a nice kill there by FNX. That ends the first map 16-3, and this was, unfortunately,